Hello viewer, this is Pastor Mwalimu Harun Mwagi, and as part of celebration of my 30 years of talent mentorship, because I have told you many times that I worked with quite a number of high schools, primary schools, colleges, developing the talent of music, drama, and as part of that, I've worked with many patrons, many principals, and today I'm glad and I'm very happy to have one of the patrons of a school that I've been working with quite a number of years. They may be close to 7 years or so. And here I have with me Mr. Bogo, who we have worked very closely, nurturing the talent of a school that you mentioned. And today, we are going to talk about inculcating a co-curriculum culture. Because of the very many schools that I've worked with, there is one school, TURASHA High School, that has inculcated a very good foundation of co-curriculum activities. And as such, that's why we are with him today, so that we can discuss. And I know a patron may be listening to us, a principal may be listening to us, or even students, and you would like to know, how can we inculcate a co-curriculum culture in our school? Welcome, Mr. Bogo.
Thank you.
My brother.
Thank you.
No, Mr. Bogo is my brother, a very dear brother. So, Mr. Bogo.
Yes, sir.
Please give us a brief history of this school that we have been inculcating a co-curriculum culture. Welcome.
Thank you, Bwana Harun. Hello, viewer. Thank you so much for listening to us. As you have heard, my name is Anthony Fundi Bogo. I am a teacher at TURASHA Secondary School, and we have been working with Mr. Harun as far as drama and music is concerned. He has asked me a simple question, which is now to give a brief history of a school. The school, as I have said, is called TURASHA Secondary School. It is situated in Nyandarua County, in Kipipiri sub-county. And the school that I teach, we have been performing in drama activities. And allow me to say that because the theme of the day is inculcating the culture as far as the curriculum activities are concerned in the school, I wish to say that the drama activities, Bwana Harun and my dear viewers and the listeners at the same time, was started by Madam Jane Wagateri Wainaina.
Yeah.
That is the principal who started particularly drama in the school.
And she had come from Karema Girls.
Yeah, she had come from Karema
Girls.
Which, as you are saying, you know, it was the school that it was very good in those activities.
It had already a running culture.
And now she imported the culture to our institution. And Madam, thank you for that. At the moment, there's Madam Wainaina. After that, she left the school, and then we had a new principal by the name of Stephen Masharia Karori. Sir,
the current principal.
Allow me, my dear listener, to salute our sir principal. And why am I doing that? It's because you have done so much, sir, to support us as far as drama activities are concerned.
Mr. Bogo, let me interrupt you. So after Madam Wainaina came and with this culture from Karema High School.
Yes.
And imported it to TURASHA.
To TURASHA Secondary.
Mr. Karori was brought through delocalization.
Yeah.
And he never killed this cash.
No. And that way, as
thank
we
you.
have seen, I've saluted our principal because, in fact, he came on January, the time that we are starting these activities. And he gave us assurance with my co-patron, Mr. Muriro, whom I'm going to mention later as we proceed with the talk, that he assured us that he is going to give us the support, and he has given us the support, and the culture is alive and kicking.
Oh, thank you. And of course, he said Mr. Harun should also continue coming.
Yeah. And that's
as a consultant.
As a consultant.
Oh,
Sorry, I'd forgotten that, my dear viewer listener, is that Mr. Harun, we have been working with him as a consultant who is technically, professionally endowed. And with 30 years of experience as a drama teacher and trainer, I can tell you there is more to learn from him. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Bwana Bobo, for that
welcome.
very good and clear introduction about TURASHA High School. And because of you, what we are talking about, you want to learn from TURASHA High School how co-curriculum culture is built and sustained. Let me ask you, Mr. Bobo.
Yes.
What has led to the flourishing of this co-curriculum culture in TURASHA High School, according to your view?
The culture has flourished because of various factors. And one of them, as I started by saying, is that there is support from the administration.
Oh, thank you.
And now with the support from the administration, they are the financiers. They are because actually they involve a lot of money. So they are the one.
Money.
Yeah,
I remember even Madam Wanena bought the accordion.
The accordion.
The accordion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and now with that, let me say that you have been fully supported first by the administration in terms of costumation, in terms of even what you can call the facilitation as far as the consultant is concerned. That is one key.
Oh,
and
you.
That one we have achieved mightily.
Okay.
The other thing that has helped us to achieve that and to continue with that is because of what we are calling the teamwork.
Oh, the teamwork.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
My dear viewer, I don't work alone.
Yes.
We don't work alone. We work with Mr. Harun, and then in the club, we also have another teacher who is called Mr. Muriro. Actually, it's called Solomon Melvins Muriro Okunga.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Muriro.
Yes, and Mr. Muriro, wherever you are, we also salute you.
Thank you.
And what we are saying is that now we have been in a position to work with Mr. Muriro, and we have worked with him as a team, where we exchange ideas, we support one another, with your supporting one another.
In fact, let me say this, Mr. Bobo, because I have been working with several schools, but there's something very unique, and that's why I brought TURASHA in this talk today. There's something very unique about TURASHA. Whenever I come, I find that that you have already done some. Me, I come as a technical person, but I already find that you have gone some milestones ahead.
Yes.
And is that the teamwork you are talking about? That enhances the inculcation of this?
Yes. In fact, that is the teamwork that I'm talking about. Because what we do, sometimes, we do some of the rehearsals, we do them in the evening, we do them maybe some time at night, and then sometimes we have also other personal engagement because we have also life after school. But then we coordinate in a manner that at no time we are going to leave those students not attended. And at most time we are always together. We work together, we sacrifice because we want to promote the culture and the drama and the talent, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe to mention,
yes,
I've forgotten to say, also we have a new member in our department by the name of Felix.
Oh, Felix
Jenga Waireri.
Let me salute him also.
Yeah.
He added synergy to our teamwork.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
A viewer, you would like to see some of the items that are a product of this teamwork. Just for a minute, let the producer show you some of the items. Thank you.
To celebrate my dad and me, forgetting my value with me. David Chunky and me. When the flash was sword on the ship,
Hey, these were the tunes and songs that each and every choir in the Roma village was singing as they prepared hard to win. The Roma village grew a white song. Now, my good people, the judges are the main competitors in the singing competition that came after every 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge choirs who emerged the winner. The choir master became the overseer of all our churches, of course, after receiving the form in the symbol of flying Tawala, 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 Tawala. Nearly all churches in the Roma village wanted to participate in the singing competition. They were chorus. They were gospel ministry. And even the youth composed songs, not forgetting about other churches like Lamatigari Homa Ministry. When they choir gospel outreach and the abundant grace and learning ministry, it was these are the new church. The new Jubilant gospel outreach. This was the church that had won the previous trophy in the previous choir competition. This church was really determined to maintain and defend the trophy. A very strong team was appointed to oversee the competition. And the chairperson of this team, Mr. Musao, was mandated to set rules for the competition so as to have fairness during the competition and to announce the winning judge and to award, of course, the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, it did not take long for this team to come up with a set of rules. One requirement was every church was to identify a group who would represent them during the choir competition. The church went ahead to present their best groups. I wish you so. There were corridors practicing for the meeting. It was right. Do right, go. Never allow Shetani achieve your gospel ministry. Tunaenda, karani, tunaenda. Tunaenda, 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 karani, tunaenda. Toni, twende pamoja. The Jubilant gospel outreach and never allow Shetani achieve your gospel ministry. Who are the churches that have majority of fellows? There you are. They turn up to be soon the competition started. The churches are preparing for the events with very harsh voices. The congregation was full of fabulous, meticulous, and luminous, and they all celebrated their best goals. Even the neighbor who was there with all his protocols of manners. Internet. Soon the competition was over, and safety fell on the people of Parliament as they all waited for the judge to announce the winners. That some of them allowed Shetani Shiloh gospel ministry started to produce their fake results. This made the chairperson of the nomination team, Mr. Msao, to conclude quickly the release of the results. On the jubilant gospel out is the winner.
Hiya!
Okay, thank you. We have already seen some of the items that are as a result of this teamwork.
Yeah.
Let's come to the achievements so far that we have been able to achieve together in terms of developing talents.
Yes.
And how are you able, or how are we able, because I'm also there, to tap the talents of these students? Because and here we are going to have a case study of Chris
Okay.
and Catherine.
Oh.
And
Thank
who
you.
is this Chris and Catherine and the other students?
Thank you, Bwana Harun. Let me say that Waswahili wanasema ukiona viaelea jua vimeundwa.
Thank you.
And then for those students to achieve and to succeed, kuna groundwork ambao wamefanywa.
Exactly.
And one of the groundwork that we do is one, we have that club. It is there already established.
Exactly.
And then the student volunteer and they come
Exactly.
willingly. And then we try to tell them you can do a cultural dance, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. But then, in fact, let me say that as far as the case study that you're talking about,
Chris.
because we are also going to talk about someone by the name of Chris Gitao. Chris was a person that once the time that you came,
Yes.
you were able to identify that this person, despite being very good in poetry, he can also do something in narratives. And that we have always said, now you have that eye. What do you call that eye? You have that eye.
The eye.
The eye. The eye that can see maybe what you had not seen based on your experience, of course, and professionalism, and of course understanding of these activities. So you are able to identify the talent first, because that is the biggest challenge. First, to identify the talent.
Exactly.
And then after we identified that, we're able to nurture that boy.
Exactly.
So that is one thing.
So, viewer, here we are talking about, you are going to see one of the items of this boy who, when I came with that eye, as Mr. Bobo is saying,
Yes,
I was able to identify him as a narrator. And he won. How many times did he win the narrative in the Nyandarua County?
in fact, in Nyandarua
Because
County,
there was a kasha
yes,
of winning narratives.
Yes.
TURASHA High School winning narratives for about how many years?
Actually, 4 years.
4 years taking the trophy.
And that one started from 2016,
Thank you.
up to 2019.
Thank you.
That is now, in fact, with your involvement in Bwana Harun,
Yes.
that's why now in narrative, we were able to nurture Chris, and Chris Gitao was able to win and succeed at county level up to the regional level.
Exactly.
In fact, I normally say, my dear viewer, that I believe we should be now, we are the custodian of narrative as far as the Nyandarua County is concerned.
Exactly. You are the custodian of winning narratives for about 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years, yes.
This is a kasha. This is a new kasha.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, Brother Bobo.
Yes.
Because there is a listener who is here, who is trying to inculcate, probably is a patron or a principal, trying to inculcate a Karam kasha.
Yes.
But that kasha goes for 2 years, probably when that principal is delocalized or transferred somewhere else.
Yes.
The kasha dies.
It is true.
How? Because TURASHA High School has been able to pass the mantle
Yes.
of, like for example, how do you manage in the creative, cultural creative dances, which we have either won number 1 or 2
Yes.
for many years?
Yes.
How have you succeeded? What are the tidbits or the secrets, the nuggets of success that you can share with our listener here?
Okay.
That has been that has sustained this culture?
Thank you.
Yes.
What I can see is this, that a culture is not something of yesterday and today then it dies.
Exactly.
It is something that ought to have been there.
Exactly.
It is there and you expect it to be there.
Exactly.
And then you understand the lifespan, my Bwana Harun, of a student in a school.
Exactly.
It is 4 years in high school. And now because we want to have continuity, what we do is that we make sure that if it is, for example, in activities that are involving a group of students, because like in narrative it is a solo, it is almost one, like
one plus
maybe two or three. But then we are able to tap in a cultural creative dance, where now we have quite a number. We make sure that we have from the senior most student as far to the junior most. We bled.
Oh, you bled.
You bled.
Wonderful.
And then, of course, definitely out of experience, these senior students, because they have been there on the stage, they are mature as far as the performance is concerned. They'll take major roles.
It's not the reason why I see from once when I come to offer the consultancy. I normally see you having auditioned even for once.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because now we need these Form 1s to run now from their seniors.
Oh,
that's what we do. And that's what now I was saying. These senior students, you take the major role or maybe the critical roles. And then the runners, the Form 1s, and maybe, let me talk about actually Form 1 because Form 2s, they are already in the system. The Form 1s, you give them the minor roles, but then they can see, they can sing, they can tell. So that as now the senior exit, the junior are maturing.
The juniors are maturing.
So it is not a club for the season.
Oh, wow.
It is a club for now and the future.
For now and the future.
Yes.
Oh, viewer, this is very wonderful because we are having Mr. Bogo, who is the patron of TURASHA High School, alongside with Mr. Morilo, and I, the consultant in terms of developing the co-curriculum in the school. And I am saying that TURASHA High School is very unique. It has a co-curriculum culture that is known all over the county and also beyond. And may I ask you, Mr. Bogo, how are students able to pass the mantle? Because we have the Chris, okay, for the 4 years he won the narrative.
Yes.
He had to pass that mantle for that winning to continue so that the school the culture doesn't die. How are you able to pass the mantle to other students?
Okay, I get you. Thank you. You know, as I said, there is always one challenge, and that challenge has to do with the solo performances. Because you know, in solo performances, it is like a one-man show. The other assistants, they are important, but they may not do what the person is doing. But then, I think, Bwana Harun, with your eye, we have been able to do that. And that's what to appreciate that. Because, yes, Chris was able to dominate as far as the narrative is concerned. But then, his time and season had to come to an end.
And before we continue, let's see a clip of Chris doing the narrative. Yes, so that you tell us more about the passing of the mantle. And then we see also Catherine now taking over. Although with the soul of us, but you tell us why Catherine is in the soul of us and not in narrative. You tell us so that that person who is also watching and listening to us can know there is diversity among the students. Thank you. Watch this. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now explain to us how the passing of the mantle had to go from narrative to poetry sometimes.
Okay, yes, it happened because after interacting with now the performance, you'll be able to tell where is the strength. Of course, the people who are in the drama, they are called more gifted. But then there is where there is, you can feel there is a lot of strength in that person. And then that's why you have decided, Bwana Harun, with your advice, that now Chris is out. But now you want this culture to continue.
Yes, exactly.
And because it's a solo performance, Catherine can do, narrative, but we have felt that she is equally very strong in poetry.
So that means
in a poem.
it means then
Yes.
that every student is unique.
Very unique, very unique,
And it
very
is
unique.
not very good to
Yes.
force a student to do something that is she or he is not naturally endowed.
In fact, you have said it, Bwana Harun, that what we do, as much as we are talking about the culture, sometimes you cannot force things. Now you say, because we have been taking position one in the narrative, we must do it the following year, and maybe the narrator.
And sometimes you are lacking
the
overshadowing character.
Yeah,
or narratives.
true. So what you do in a drama club and in inculcating our culture, we have to look at diversity. What
Exactly.
we want is the activities to continue, because drama aspects are many. It is not limited to one activity.
Exactly.
Yes. And my dear viewer, listener, you have to acknowledge that, I don't know, maybe through the Bwana Harun, it's important maybe you tell them about Catherine. Even they can see.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, when I did some auditioning for Catherine Mestabogo, I found that she was more poetic
Yes.
than she is a storyteller.
Yeah.
And that is why you have seen her doing a
A
Sorobas.
Sorobas, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
And now let me come with this question.
Yes.
Now there is a listener who is here, or a principal,
Yes.
or a patron who would like to know
Yes.
how co-curriculum items are used to educate and entertain. How have you been using these drama items
Yes. To pass the message.
to pass the message?
Yes.
Do you really even educate the student himself or herself in these items? Do we normally do that?
Yes. In fact, these activities, use them for entertainment and use them for information giving, both to the students and even to our other stakeholders, maybe the parents, when we have the functions.
Oh, so when you are having the functions,
Yes, when
you have to make sure that these items are part of.
Yes, part of entertainment.
Wonderful,
And it
wonderful.
becomes an entertainment to the student, to the parent, to the guest, and at the same time, the running
And
session.
do they help in discipline? The same items.
Maybe a short one. What we are saying is this. Because now, how does it help the student?
Students himself or
The
herself.
student. Because as much as we are doing drama, we are not doing it for the sake of doing it.
Exactly.
It's not just for the sake. One, as long as the student is playing a certain role, you identify with the character.
Oh yeah, exactly.
If you are talking about corruption, you identify with character. And then you put yourself in the shoes of that character.
Exactly.
In doing so, now it becomes part of you to condemn
Oh, wonderful.
what is happening. And then also, because the themes are varied, we also bring other elements. Elements like now we want to talk about issues affecting the student. Like, you remember the dance that you had about?
Yes, Duta.
Good,
Yes,
Duta.
Duta dance.
Yes, that now in Duta, we are talking about now the truancy.
Oh, the dangers of truancy.
The dangers of truancy.
The storyline was the dangers of truancy.
Yes, and the students maybe not identifying in the school, feeling there is more fun outside the school, and now because for one reason they are boarders, now they want now to enjoy that life outside the school, and the only way is now through.
Are you ever saying that, like, for example, that, let me come to that dance.
Yes.
That we composed and we choreographed.
Yes.
The dangers of truancy.
Yes.
How did this dance, according to your own opinion, help in discipline in TURASHA?
It helps in making sure that the student first they learn the consequences.
Oh, the consequences of truancy.
Yes. Because like now, one of the character, they would get out of school, they would involve themselves with the moral activities, and of course know the repercussion, not mentioning everything. The visible one and the obvious one is the product of after 9 months.
Exactly. The
Yes.
the product of 9 months.
Yes, the product of 9 months. And now being the girls who are playing that role, as we train them, now you tell them, we don't want you to be like this.
Exactly.
And then in so doing, Bwana Harun, why are they running out? They are running out because what they are missing to go out and dance. They are missing to go out and enjoy the music or maybe other activities. So through these co-curricular activities and more so drama, we make sure that now we have given them the forum whereby now they can enjoy the music
Uh-huh.
as they entertain themselves
Exactly.
and as they be informed and as they are getting cancelled.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Bogo, because you are able now to tell us about the role
Yes.
of the co-curriculum items
Yes.
in enhancing discipline
Discipline through.
of the student, because they're able to know the consequences
Yes.
of their actions.
Yeah.
And the consequences of actions they are able to streamline them in good behavior.
In a good behavior.
Now,
yes.
This energy that we normally use in the co-curriculum, and we normally tell students when we are debriefing them that we can this energy and the excellence, the energy and the excellence, and the excellence means the trophies and all that,
Yeah.
and how good we have been in the co-curriculum. We normally tell them about how that can be converted or can help them in curriculum.
Yes.
Tell the viewer about now the association between the co-curriculum and the curriculum.
Thank you. They say that all play with no work make Jack a mere toy. And all work without play make Jack a mere doll. So in other words, what we are saying, we must balance.
Okay.
And the balancing is that the energy that we put in a drama, we want the student to put the same energy in academics.
Exactly.
Because we tell them this, we are living in academic world, whereby these co-curriculums have they have a field outside, or in other words, they have careers that you can engage in. But then these careers, they must be accompanied by good performance.
Exactly.
So the energy that we put in a drama, we want to put it in academics. And we emphasize on it so much. Why do we do that? So that if you are good in a drama, if you are good in all those activities, and then after, maybe after Form 4, you cannot go to college, you cannot go to university, you go back to the village, because my school is in the rural areas.
Exactly.
Then you go to the rural setup, you go home. That one might become waste. But then when you perform better, Bwana Harun, we want to tell them that now you have been given another platform. You go to college,
another platform.
You go to university, and then you are given another platform, a different world, an elevated world. And because they are maturing, now they'll be able to identify and maybe excel. And even people will be able to spot them when they are out there as learned dramatists. Let me call them that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Bwana Bogo.
Thank you.
In other words,
Yes.
You can even be able to give examples of some students who are from TURASHA.
Yes.
They were positively nurtured through co-curriculum, and then they are doing well outside the world.
Yes. In fact, let me say that I'm proud of one girl among others, and one of that girl is called Montana.
Oh, wow.
And Montana was a stage name, and you know, not as it was a stage name, and that girl is working in Nairobi and doing quite well. And I remember even she had consulted Mr. Moru about these things to do with the drama, and she is really doing well in theaters with acting. We also have people like Morira. I'm happy for him that Morira is now working with Erite.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, that's now the Erite thespians who now come to school as now thespians. Yeah, Erite thespians. Yeah, he works with the Erite thespians, and you know, in fact, he is appearing in one of the narrative here, Chris. And you know, in that one, now once he come to school, you know, of course now you know he is earning, he is getting something. Even the student can learn something. They can see it is not a waste. And at the same time, he is also pursuing a career in college. So it is good.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bogo. And now, Mr. Bogo,
yes,
when people hear about this name, TURASHA High School,
yes,
sometimes they think it's a big school because of the performances in co-curriculum. Why is it that sometimes there is a dichotomy between what they hear and what TURASHA High School is? And what impact does it have on new students who are coming to Form 1?
Thank you so much, Bwana Harun. Let me say that I'm really happy because of our principal, and Mr. Karoli, sir. And why am I saying that? It's because being our new principal, after now the exit of Madam Wainaina, he was able to support us in drama. And now we have got to a point whereby you move out, people know about TURASHA. Only that they don't know the school where it is, maybe, but they have heard about TURASHA because of its excellence in these co-curricular activities. And then they ask you, you mean you're in TURASHA? Yes, TURASHA is a very big school. It's I don't know, how is it? They really want to know. And then they ask them, why? Because your name is almost everywhere in terms of performance, in terms of these drama activities. You are known in this region and even beyond. Yes.
I didn't even think that TURASHA High School is a national school. Is it really a national school?
In fact, my dear viewer,
what?
TURASHA Secondary School is just a mixed day at the boarding, mixed secondary school, a sub-county school.
A sub-county school, a viewer.
Yes.
Look here. Mr. Boga is telling us that through co-curriculum and the inculcation of co-curriculum activities, even the name of the school may appear like it is a very big school.
Yes.
But it has been magnified by the co-curriculum activities. Look, Mr. Boga even have examples of Mr. Katere is my friend.
Yes.
And when he was in Kikuyu Day, before he went, I don't know where he's now, the deputy right now. When he was in Kikuyu Day,
yes,
through narratives,
yes,
he made it appear like Kikuyu Day is a national school, just because he could get some characters there, train them very well to perfection, and then bring the narratives and they go all the way to the nationals.
And you know, in doing so, you are competing with the traditional giant school.
Traditional giant school.
It is also very important for a viewer to know one thing, that all of us, we cannot fit in the so-called big schools.
Exactly, we can't fit in the
but
big
we
schools.
can make the institutions where we are big.
Wow, big.
And that is no a courtesy of your technical advices and our consultant Bwana Harun. And as I've always said, and I see Tachoka Kusema, and with the support of the administration or principal Bwana Karodi, now you can see where we are.
Exactly.
That we are creating a giantism.
Oh, giantism.
Yes, a giantism in a different field, both academically and also now in.
And when you say academically,
yes,
that means you also achieve good mean.
In fact, we do. In Nyandarua County, they know TURASHA Secondary School.
Wow.
That in fact, being a sub-county.
What kind of mean are you achieving right now?
We are the mean of 6 and 5.9.
Hey, wonderful.
You see?
So you are balancing co-curriculum and curriculum.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Bogo, because of interest of time here,
yes.
I see my cameraman, Mr. Dongo, is still giving us the essence of time.
Yes.
Now, what is the role of ICT in co-curriculum, in inculcating a co-curriculum culture? Because normally when I come to your school as a consultant, there is something that you are given into doing. Because some of the students, they may not be having the kind of a picture, the exposure, like the Form 3, 4 students who have been going to festivals.
Yes.
I normally see you bringing the whole club into the computer room, and then you put Kikuyu Day there, or you put a school like Kagofiri, is it a school there, or that's dancing, you know, the giants and also the schools of low caliber, higher caliber and low caliber, and then they see those dances, they see those plays, they see those narratives. What's the essence of doing this, Mr. Bogo? Because the role of this ICT.
Thank you. The essence of that is one, to demystify some bits. Sometimes because of the nature of the school, a student might think that because we are sub-county school, we cannot compete with a national school, with the extra county school, or with those county schools. We cannot compete with them.
In fact, they can even call themselves the small schools.
Yes, in fact, and then we want to remove
small schools compete with those big schools. There is alliance. Is alliance coming?
Or maybe they feel now it is a dance, and now the girls are going to meet now the Kagofiri dance. They are going to. In fact, they are that's of school. They call them BG, Bishop Gatimo girls. They are going to meet them. That's now from Nyeri. Those are now the. No, so what we do, because we have to understand your client, we will just first want to make them have the self-esteem.
Okay. Mhm.
First, to know, here we are talking about talent. So we will go to KICD, of course, being supported by the administration. We will get those refined performance
All right. The
from
cities.
all calibers of schools. You get from the schools that are above, as far as the ranking is concerned, or maybe the clustering. Let me call them it clustering because the students are the same. And then you get even to the ones that we are at our sub-county level. And then they'll come like, when they see a Kikuyu Day, a student performing narrative and winning even at the national level, getting to that point. It now elevates a narrator from a small school in quote. Because I don't believe in small school. That's just a small mentality.
It is a small
But that's now what you want to bring out of them. That's now you
Demystify.
to demystify that if this person can achieve this, why not me? So we just make them do that. Also, when they see now the other renowned institutions them performing, sometimes, of course, you can run, and then you say, Hapa, unaibia siri. And then at the same time, even sometimes you give credits.
Exactly.
You hear the students saying, no, Mwalimu, I think we can do better than them. Then I tell them, let's go on stage and do that.
Exactly.
So that's the role.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. In fact, it is to bring the outside world now to our environment. Because we cannot visit those institutions all the time. So we just use the ICT now to bring that outside world, in our environment.
That's very wonderful.
And then we move out and visit them. Yes, in competition.
Hey, wonderful. Hey, I'm telling you that as much as we are aging, we want to empty ourselves. And we want to share our knowledge with even those small schools, probably, or even a patron who is new and wants to learn how he can inculcate this culture. And that is very wonderful. And because we are continuing, we are almost summarizing. Mr. Bo, please kindly summarize and tell us share with the patrons or the principals. What can enable a school to inculcate a co-curriculum culture in summary now?
In summary, thank you. And my dear viewer, what you're saying is that for a culture to be continued, something needs to be done. One I've always said is I wish to request the principals who are listening to us that once you support these activities, the culture is going to continue. And that's why I'm here to give a testimony, because we have been supported by the administration, and that's why we are here. The second thing, it concerns, as I said, teamwork, whereby now you work as a team.
Exactly.
You work together. You remain together. Because in that togetherness, you are able to move forward.
Are you saying even a mathematics teacher can be part of the teamwork?
In fact, very true. In fact, during the auditioning, you call even the whole staff. You call them the teachers, and then you tell them, especially now where you have to pick one or two characters among many. Sometimes I might be biased because of my close interaction with them. So you want to get another person to come. Even if that ni mwalimu wa hesabu, nambia just come. And then you tell you do this and do that, and then you can tell. Then the other thing, Bwana Harun, is also the input of technical knowledge. And that's now where people like you come in. Of course, what we have achieved, Bwana Harun, we have achieved because of your technical advices. Because you need people to on the ground, or people who have been on the ground, to come and give you experience and give you their technical ability or knowledge. Let me call it knowledge, which is now going to help you to move forward. I don't know whether there is something that...
Thank you so much, Bwana Bogo.
Yes.
Because I think you have really pinpointed areas that can enable a school to inculcate a culture.
Yes.
And whichever kind of a school, even if it's a small school or a big school,
yes,
you have said even that exposure exposing the students.
Exposing the
Personal,
in fact,
to technicalities that can enable them to excel.
And of course, maybe the other thing also, it's also important to mention, it also talks about the discipline.
The discipline.
Yeah, definitely. Here now you have also to talk about the discipline of the students.
Exactly.
Because it is the key.
It is very key.
Because for sure, maybe those are the patrons, my dear patrons, what to go now, you know the risk. You are always told that the student that you are carrying, the discipline is in the hands of the patron.
Exactly.
So you have to make sure that the students are disciplined so that as you move out with them, you are comfortable.
Oh, thank you.
You know that they are not going to bring other issues as they interact with others.
Exactly.
So the discipline is also key in promoting that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Today we have had a very vibrant talk here with Mr. Bobo from TURASHA High School, the patron, and also Mr. Murilo in absentia. We are very happy because of this school. And also, let me, at this juncture, Mr. Bobo, thank TURASHA High School for welcoming me as a consultant all those years so that I can offer the technical support. And together, we have been able to achieve a lot. That's why there's a CASHA there. And we, through these years, the many years of my mentorship, I'm saying we want to share knowledge. And we are happy that we have shared some knowledge and some experiences that can help a patron, that can help a school, that can help an administrator to be able to inculcate that talent, to inculcate that CASHA, and also enhance tap the talents, the diverse talents of students.
Yes, very true.
Thank you so much, Bonabo.
Welcome.
Probably you can also give a vote of thanks probably to some people in the school who have enabled you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also pass some greetings to your family.
I'm glad. Okay, thank you, Bwana Harun, and my dear listener. Let me first give my gratitude to God because of granting us this day, and I believe it is a good day. I also want to thank my principal, Mr. Karoli, because of the support that you have given us with Mr. Morilo. As much as we are helping these students, you have really supported us, and you have given us everything that you have wanted. We wish to appreciate, and that's why we are here to confess your support. I would also wish to appreciate Mr. Morilo, who has not been able to be with us because he has really helped me. You know, he teaches literature. Sasa hata labda Kiingereza yangu haijatokea mzuri, but he is very good. Mr. Morilo, thank you for that. Mr. Jenga, you have been there with us. I really wish to appreciate you and thank you. Bwana Harun, thank you even for the time that you have dedicated to come and train us. You have been with us at night, at a time even when the weather is very challenging. I wish to say thank you. Thank you, and also I wish to say thank you to my family for the support that you have given me, even when I'm in school and I'm not at home. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you so much. Because I'm a pastor, it's important that we also end with a word of prayer, because we know that there is God who has enabled us, who has given us the grace.
Very true.
To be able, all those years, to be able to sit down here and say, we have achieved this or we have achieved that. Without the hand of our Almighty God, could not have been able to do that. Let's pray. Mighty Father, in Jesus' name, we want to thank you. Thank you because of the far that we have reached with TURASHA High School. You have come strong on our behalf through all the items that we have been able to take far and wide. Thank you for the students we have been able to mentor. We know they are doing well, and we have been able to tap their potential through your grace. And thank you for this talk. I want to say thank you because of Mr. Boho. Thank you for the teamwork in TURASHA High School and the school administration. Lord, even as I continue to celebrate that years of mentorship, I know it has been because of you enabling me, giving me the strength. Because I say, and I quote the verse that it is through Christ that I have been able to achieve all that I have achieved. In Him, I've been able to do all that I have been able to do. And in Jesus' name we pray and believe.
Amen.
Amen.
It's time for water to shout.